Cancer, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of June 8th, guys. That incredible lunar eclipse, the energies are going to be felt for months ahead still, guys. And we have a solar one coming up. So just all my beautiful water signs, do a lot of downtime, meditating, praying, grounding, being around plants or sea salt baths or the ocean. A lot of time in nature, guys, just to help release a lot of the emotional or empathic energies that you're picking up. Now, this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, so check all three. And if this is your first time watching me, thank you so much. If it serves you, if it resonates with you, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it. Or just share it with someone you feel this might serve. All right, Cancers, let's get started. Loving guidance for the energy of Cancer. I say this all the time, but it's so funny how like water signs, fire signs, earth signs, they always have like a theme all together. Similar lessons. And a theme for the week. Okay, I'm just going to get a clarity card here really quickly. Okay. Two of Wands, clarity card is the Eight of Wands. New beginnings, Page of Coins, the Wheel. Four of Wands, decision. Seven of Cups. Theme of the week is King of Wands and the Page of Cups. Actually, I thought this was going to be a little bit more about work, but it's more than that for you, Cancers. You know, water signs always get a bad rap, like, oh, you're so emotional, but it's not. That's such an understatement. It's not even really captures everything. You're extremely intuitive and you feel deeply, and that affects everything for everybody. And unless you're very analytical, logical, it's going to affect you regardless. Now, you have the Two of Wands and the New Beginnings card. This has a lot to do with the people in your life, Cancer. You're being asked in the Eight of Wands is to have some really important conversations, even if they're just conversations with yourself, but to have really important conversations of, is this person serve me? Do they support me? Are they on the same road as me? You're entering into a new time, Cancer. It looks like you're actually going to be moving in some new directions, not just in regarding to your work. It's more about your development. So you could be going back to school, doing research, getting a certification, doing anything that's really going to enhance the future that you're looking for. Maybe you're like, you know what, I've just decided I'm going to be, I'm going to do web design. So now I'm going to be taking these classes, this coding. You're going, a little bit in a 90-degree turn, which is great. But this week, it's going to be so prevalent and so obvious to you, the people who are going to stick with you and who are not. And on a collective level, we are kind of seeing a much more obvious gap within our family circles, our friendships, even our romantic relationships. And this can also be towards your work. There's a place that you work, the culture, the mission, does it even resonate with you anymore? Because if it doesn't, there needs to be some very clear decisions to be made. I know emotions always make that way more complicated than it needs to be. But let me tell you something, Cancer. With this layout, if you do not make a decision, the long-term repercussions are not just, oh, I have this person in my life that I don't resonate with. It's your health. Whenever we're very empathic, very emotional, it always affects our health immediately. We feel like lethargic, our back, our stomach hurts, we're having headaches. It's like, it becomes very toxic on our physical environment. So think about that. All right. I know it's not comfortable. I'm a Scorpio sun, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay. New beginning, Page of Coins. Like I said, you guys are moving in new directions, and not just new directions. When you have the Wheel card, you're focused on your new hobby. Oh, it's a hummingbird right out the window when I'm talking about this. Maybe, you're working your 8 to 5, but you really are pursuing another project, another kind of field, because your focus is so much on your dream. Or even if you're just daydreaming about it, you don't have to be doing like a hardcore manifestation focus. But because you're daydreaming, maybe you want to live in a tiny home, maybe you want to move, maybe you're like, you know what, I'm going to start my business, I'm going to do art. All this kind of focus is going to be bringing you blessed and unexpected opportunities. They're going to kind of come out of nowhere, Cancer. They're going to be quite sudden. All of a sudden, someone might be like, you know what? I don't have a lot of money, but I can pay you a stipend. Can you create this for me? And you're like, oh my God, my first paying client, or something like that, And it's going to move. This is a very blessed card when you have the Wheel. Yes, is it sudden? Yeah, not everyone's good with that. But this is good for you, Cancer, because if it wasn't this fast, you would think, you might drag your feet. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough. What, I have to wait till I know everything. The universe is like, we don't want that. We need you to get going now. Learn as you go. You have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands tends to be the card of marriage, but it's not just the card of marriage. It's also the card of, prosperity and abundance. And maybe you're buying your own home. Maybe you're investing in your own. I always think of my sister, she's a Cancer. She wants one of those vans, those, you live in the van, you can drive wherever you want. But this is a time for celebration. You're working really, really hard to release yourself from not just burdensome situations, but like trapped paths that led nowhere, relationships that led nowhere, jobs that led nowhere. And you're like, this is it. I'm investing in myself. I'm learning as I'm going. I bought that camera. I'm going to go on the road. Whatever this is, Cancer, what's most important in the beginning of this week is really addressing the relationships, because for many of you, some of these relationships are what's keeping you back or stunting you. Let's just use romantic. It's easiest. Maybe you're in a relationship that's toxic and it's messing with your self-worth. You feel crappy, so you have no motivation. You know what I'm saying? Cut the cord. You have the Decision card and the Seven of Cups. This is not new. You've known this for a long time, Cancer. So if all of a sudden you're like, oh, I never thought of that. Yes, you have. That's a lie. The Decision card is like, you've known this has had to happen for quite some time, whether it's leaving a job, leaving a relationship, an old friendship, flying the nest at your parents' house, whatever it is. The thing is, the only reason you're staying back is because two things. You lack in confidence, so you're afraid. And the second is you haven't taken the time to get really clear on what you want. And since you don't know what you want, you just stay in this unhappy space. So number one, know that you're worth it. But number two, sit down with yourself. What do I want? What don't I want? More importantly, what do I need for my life, for my happiness? And don't get emotional. Get logical. If you want apples and you're eating oranges, you got to stop eating the oranges, babe. You got to go this right direction to get what you want, okay? It's that simple. I know it never feels that simple, but it's really logical. If where I'm at, I'm not happy, it would stand to reason that something has to change, right? And change is the only constant. The theme of the week is the King of Wands and the Page of Cups. They're saying, look, you're a visionary, Cancer. Your heart is in the right place. Even the things you want to do in this world more than likely serve others. Keep your eye on the big picture, not the short-term gratification. Well, at least I have somebody, or at least I have a job. Not if you're dying inside. That's not what the divine, the higher self wanted for you. You didn't come and incarnate to be like, well, dead-end job and be unhappy. That's not why you came. You came here to be blessed and to create and to remember your divine self. And when you have the King of Wands, just saying, keep your eye on the big picture. Don't worry about the little, what happens if this happens? Don't worry about it. What if it doesn't? That's it. Your destination's, Z, start walking towards it. From A to Z, just keep walking. The universe is going to bless you. Page of Cups, not just that, the universe is trying to bring in new people into your life. Page of Cups can be, it's romantic or platonic. It's a soulmate. And soulmates can be both. My sister's my soulmate. You can have it regardless. But the universe is trying to bring in healthier, happier, more loving and intuitive people. So you've got to clean the slate, my loves. And that includes friendships. If it's just like, man, this person's a downer, I just can't do it anymore. But do it with love. The universe is trying to bring in healthier emotional situations, incredible opportunities that align with your dreams. So make space, Cancer. I hope this serves you guys. If you'd like a more in-depth reading, a healing session, a soul reading, my link is down below. Otherwise, guys, I will see you next week for next week's readings. Take care.